Ernest Hemingway's short story, Hills Like White Elephants, takes place in the mid-1920s at a train station in northern Spain, along the Ebro River between Barcelona and Madrid. In the introduction, an American man and his girlfriend wait to board an express train to Madrid that's due in 40 minutes. In the rising action, ordering drinks while they're waiting, the couple starts to talk. The girl looks at the countryside and says the nearby hills look like white elephants. When the man says he's never seen one, she agrees he wouldn't have. She plays with a curtain made of bamboo beads and notices something is painted on it. The man tells her it's an ad for Anis del Toro, an alcoholic beverage. She suggests they try it, and the man orders some for both of them. They sip the anise and discuss how it tastes, which leads to a brief squabble. The man asks the girl to stop acting the way she is. The girl claims she's trying to be amusing and have a good time. She characterizes their relationship as drinking and looking at new things. After the wind blows the curtain, causing it to brush against the table, the man begins to talk about an operation he wants her to consider. He talks around the topic, saying it's not really an operation at all. He suggests it's so minor that she won't mind it, and that afterward they'll go back to being the same as they were before. She asks for reassurance. He promises lots of people have had the operation and been happy afterward. She says she'll do as he asks because she doesn't care about herself. But he says he doesn't want her to have the operation if that's how she's thinking about it. It's strongly implied this operation is an abortion. The girl stands up and walks away, looking out at the landscape. Seeing the shadow of a cloud moving through, she says they can have everything, but they are making it impossible. This leads to a back and forth argument over whether the couple can have everything. He argues they can have everything while she argues they can't, especially once they've taken it away. The argument ends with his saying she shouldn't feel that way and her asking if they can stop talking. After a pause, he says she shouldn't go through with it if she doesn't want to, and that he'd go through it with her. She asks if it means anything to him. Would he do something for her? The man says he'll do anything for her, and in the dramatic climax of their conversation, she begs him to stop talking. This produces another break in the conversation. The man looks away, turning his gaze to their suitcases. Their bags have stickers on them from all the places they've spent the night. The waitress brings them 2 beers and tells them the train will arrive in 5 minutes. In the falling action, the man moves the bags to the other side of the station. And in the resolution, the American returns to their table. The girl smiles at him. When he asks if she feels better, she tells him she feels fine. Ernest Hemingway very carefully never uses the term abortion in the narrative. Readers have to deduce what the couple is talking about, why it seems to matter so much, and why they're fighting. But the story's title and central image, the symbol of the hills being like white elephants, points to the emotional gravity of their argument, something still controversial to this day. Consider how hills are rounded, like the belly of a pregnant woman. Elephants have rounded bodies. More importantly, the girl does not see the hills as being like elephants, but as being white elephants, which are very rare and considered special, even sacred in Indian culture. In fact, one night after 20 years of childless marriage, Buddha's mother dreamed of a white elephant, symbolizing she was going to have a son of great importance. It's the American who introduces the topic of the operation, and he does so seemingly out of the blue. They'd been talking about how good the beer is. Since he tries to persuade the girl to get the operation, arguing it's awfully simple, this tells the reader several things. The American and the girl both know what medical procedure he's talking about. She looks away as soon as he mentions it, telling the readers the topic makes her uncomfortable. Is the American manipulating her for selfish reasons? Is her smile at the end of the story a satisfied realization that she can and will go her own way without the American? Hemingway leaves readers to decide for themselves based on the evidence he provides in the narrative. Labels and names also play key roles in the famous short story. The man calls the girl Jig, likely a nickname, but at no point does either character call one another by their full names. On one hand, this is simple realism. When people know each other really well, as lovers ideally do, they rarely use one another's full names and frequently use nicknames. On the other hand, this leaves readers without easy access to the characters, and withholding names also universalizes the story. These people could be any man and woman. Now, beyond the story itself, Hemingway had complicated attitudes about parenthood, pregnancy, and abortion. He felt that Hadley, his first wife, had gotten pregnant too soon, and he felt trapped as a result. Some critics even believe that Hemingway cast himself in the role of the American. When Hemingway learned his first wife was pregnant, he apparently decided she had gotten pregnant intentionally, and he started keeping track of her menstrual cycles to prevent a second pregnancy. When he thought she was pregnant a second time, which turned out to be a false alarm, he started complaining to friends, who suggested he have Hadley get an abortion.